getting a little bit of a rhythm. He finally got that second win. Can't be stopped.
Round coming to a close, hands up, defense, side step, 1, 2, please, don't know who to stand. It's the endurance test, the real fight begins. Take a walk to this corner, come get your second win.
If you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com.
Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside,
It's your boy, Caesar Fantastic.
well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have very special guests in the building, ladies and gentlemen. This week, we got a very, very stacked fight card coming up at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland in Hanover, Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no other at the moment. Bazooka Joe Veazey and Vicious Vic Williams. How's it going, fellas?
Man,
Doing great, man. Happy to be here.
Yes,
doing
indeed,
good,
man.
Doing good. It's a great day. Just getting it in.
Yes, indeed, brothers, man. I look forward to this Saturday, man. You know, both of you guys, when we see you two on the card, we already know to expect bombs to be
Fireworks.
fireworks and bombs all over the ring. Man, I look forward to seeing you guys put that work in, man. How's training camp going? We started off with you, Joe. How's training camp going?
Best camp of my life, to be honest. Now that I'm 25, I think I'm finally hitting that man strength. At 18, I felt like a killer. 21, even more so. But it's a whole new world now. It's things are getting serious. I'm really growing into my frame, and I'm ready to go perform on Saturday.
Vic, how's training camp going for you, brother?
Training camp's going great, man. It's great to get back into it after a year-long layoff. So, you know, body's feeling good. I'm fighting at 147 versus 54. So I'm looking forward to getting some people, you know, closer to my size. So yeah, man, I'm itching to get back in there. My body's feeling good, and I'm ready to go.
Yes, indeed, man. You know, I've been studying both you guys' career, you know, through several years now, especially on Tony Jeter cards, on Jeter promotion cards. And you guys are getting exposure, man. I mean, literally fighting 2 to 4 times a year, which is amazing in a regional market. How is that? How is being on a Tony on a Jeter promotions card going for you guys? How do you think that you're getting pushed away? You know what I'm saying, at a fast pace or a great pace? Well, how do you feel about that?
I mean, for me personally, man, you know, I think I fought once in the last 18 months. So it's been tough for me. So I fought, I think, you know, August, what was that, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, like I had cancer removed from my inner thigh in May. So that put me down for, you know, a few months, and then, you know, as I was training and getting back ready to fight last year around this time, I ruptured my Achilles. So, you know, it's been a minute. It's really been a minute for me, and that's been frustrating. But, you know, in those times where I've been able to perform, you know, I really appreciate the atmosphere and the environment of, you know, Tony Jetter's cards and the exposure and everything like that. You know, it's been great. So, you know, really for me, I'm looking forward to getting into that rhythm of, you know, fighting, you know, 3-4 times a year, you know, God willing, more, and just, you know, getting into a rhythm. So, you know, that's what it's been for me. I've had some bumps in the road, and it's been challenging, but, you know, like I said earlier, I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to go.
How about you, Joe? I've seen you on several cards as well, man. How you feel about getting this exposure, man? Do you think you're going at a rapid pace, or is it a good pace? You know, because that's the only two I can see between rapid and good. That's how great I see Jeter pushing you guys.
I'd say I'm going at the right pace. Me and Coach Danny, we keep making like year plans, 2 year plans, and we keep surpassing them. So very happy with that. Very grateful to be working with Tony and Kristen of Jeter Promotions. I mean, it's great to be fighting here at Live. I mean, it's the best show in town, one of the best shows on the East Coast for the level that me and Vic are fighting on. I'm actually sitting here right now live in the casino. I had to
Yeah,
come. This is my house. I had to come see it. I'll be here all week.
That's right.
Had one of my buddies is a executive over at the hotel, so he got me a room and all that. So I get to chill up here, get to be at home like I already feel. Not that I only live 20 minutes from here, if that. But I think Tony's moving me well. My team's moving me well. Christian and Tony are promoting me very well. So to be fighting at a stage like this earlier on in my career, like earlier than I was, and then now, I mean, it's really an honor. So I'm just going to keep going out there, doing my thing, putting on great shows, great performances, and selling tickets, putting asses in seats. And I think I'll be fighting here for a while, even when I'm fighting in 10 and 12 rounders. And hopefully we bring a world title to Maryland and get to put on for the hometown crowd.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. For the people that's in the audience that's on here live, you know, we got a lot of guys that's on here, and ladies and gentlemen that's on here on the Facebook group page of DMV Boxing Legends, the Second Win Boxing Media, Sports Media, FB page, the IG, which I didn't. Let's exclude the that's count out the IG that didn't go through, but everything else in YouTube. Tell these guys that, on ladies and gentlemen that don't know you guys, what to expect this Saturday on this Jeter Promotions card. What can they expect from you two guys?
So, to be honest with you, a lot of these fights that I've been having, they've been good opponents, tough opponents. But where I'm pretty big for the 140-pound division, I got a pretty decent pop now that I'm growing into my size. They ain't been going too long, so I ain't really showed my true style. I haven't really got to show what I'm really about. But with my opponent, Jose Beloso, he's very rugged, very great offense, very strong, and he's coming down. He fights a lot of times at like 47-54, so we're meeting at 144. Or 130, give or take a pound. I call that 144. But I think he's going to hang around for a little bit, and you all get to see what I've been working on the last 3 years with Coach Danny.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do, Joe. We're going to put up an old fight that you had on here from Tony, from a Jeter's Promotions card. And give me your breakdown of this fight right here. Yeah, give me the breakdown of that fight, because we interviewed both you guys that day, and it was a sparring session going on amongst you guys, and he was using that as motivation, but it didn't look like it ended up being in his favor.
People love to take sparring too serious. You know, you got gym fighters that look good in the gym but don't show up for the fight. I'm the complete opposite. I don't look that well against guys who I'm well above, or amateurs even sometimes in sparring, because I've been doing it for 20 years now, so sometimes it's hard to get up for sparring. Plus, you could be there with a bigger guy, or you could have a little injury, not be in the best shape. And back when we were sparring, that was like some of my first sparring sessions after a 4-year layoff.
Right.
So, I mean, I take sparring with a grain of salt. People do a lot of fibbing with it, to be honest, because, you know, there ain't no video. Your homeboys aren't there, so you can say what you want happens. It
Right.
ain't no real eyes on you. But man, and the crazy thing is, not on your interview, but on some of the other interviews I've seen, Rashad was talking a lot of smack, and we actually tried to fight him again after he got a couple wins, but they said they didn't want to work no more. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I mean, to be honest with you, I thought he was gonna hang around a little bit longer, but when we came and met at the center of the ring, I could just see how small his frame was, so I knew he wasn't going to last too long.
Yeah.
And, I mean, really the first time I touched him, it was over with. I mean, they let him come out for the second round, and I bet you a lot of referees probably wanted those. And when he went to the neutral corner after seeing the doctor, he was still on shaky legs, but I got him out there real quick. I mean, it was a good performance. I got a second round knockout, knocked him out the ring the first round. My fans went crazy. The crowd erupted. But it was just another fight, another task I had to take care of, and I think I did it well, and I plan to keep doing that and go all the way to the top.
Yes, indeed, man. Me and C's was talking about how these guys are now using, confuse sparring with fights, because in sparring we all work on things we work on weaknesses. We might take away a strength intentionally to fix a problem, and that's what the young fighters need to understand. Just because you got the best of me one day, I might have done 15 rounds with 20 different people, and you come in the ring fresh. So please never use sparring as a motivation that you can beat me in a fight. I tell people this all the time. Now, Vic, I consider you, man, you live in the gym, bro. I see you all the time in the gym on IG and social media. You can probably concur to this, man, yourself, seeing a lot of sparring. Sparring is not the ultimate determination that you can defeat an opponent.
No. Boy, man, I played football growing up, and I played football in college, and my high school coach used to say something like, this guy right here, he's just a gym short All-American. It's just like he look, you can look phenomenal in the gym, or you can look phenomenal hitting the bag, or whenever eyes ain't on you and there's no pressure, like people can perform. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole different situation. When you have people in the seats, when you have that adrenaline pumping, when you have pressure, and a lot of people don't know how to perform under that pressure,
Exactly.
Pressure plus stripes, or it can make diamonds, so a lot of people just ain't cut out for show business, you know what I mean? So, you can live in the gym all you want, but what it comes down to is, can you perform when all eyes are on you? You know what I mean?
Indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Joe, we use your video as demonstration, man. Hey, Joe, you talk junk and spawn. This doesn't count in the fight. So now, Vic, I'm gonna show one of your fights, man, as well, man. Tell me, we're gonna break it down after it's over. Give me your takeover. I'm sure that was in the beginning of your career, in the early stages of your career. Now, give me the breakdown for you for this fight for yourself.
Yeah, in that one, I was just having fun, man. I was moving around. I think I got him out of there in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
But in the first round, I was just really just trying to just get into a rhythm. I was moving around, using a little bit more lateral movement. I've had 4 fights so far. Like 2 of them or 3 of them have been first round knockouts. So, in that one, I was really just trying to like get some more time in the ring, and just get a feel and get into a flow. And at that point in that clip, like I was just having fun. Like I think I switched stances like 3 times. Hands was halfway down, but I had already touched him quite a bit, so I knew he wasn't really a threat, and and I was just having fun, just out of there,
Yes, indeed, man. I like the progress of both you guys, because you two boy been consistently. I've saw fight several times, with under Jeter Promocions, so I can really pinpoint your styles. I know both you guys' styles, and I can tell what to expect from both of you guys come Saturday. Like I say, every time I come, you both are in shape, put on a show like no other, Joe, tell me about your opponent. What can we expect from this guy that's coming up this Saturday on your opponent?
Very strong. Comes out running across the ring, not literally, but essentially comes right at you. It's good offense, but I think I'm gonna take him to a geometry class, show him what angles are about.
Okay. Now, Vic, tell me about your opponent. What can we expect? What we can expect from your opponent as well?
Yeah, I've only seen a few clips of him, man. You know, what I can say is that he uses some lateral movement. He's a little unorthodox, and so you know, really, it's just going to be a matter of coming out in the first round, like seeing what's going on, and then I'm gonna have to just cut the ring off and apply pressure. You know, um, so just not let him run, and just stay defensively responsible as I'm you know applying that pressure. So you know, just expect to, you know, for it to start out a little bit, you know, just you know, moving around the ring. I want to get some ring experience. You know what I mean? So you know, I'm not coming out of there, you know, throwing bombs and trying to get him out of there in the first round. If he get touched with something and he's ready to go, like you know, he ready to go, he ready to go. You know, but you know, it's really you know about ring experience for me and developing some generalship and just getting those rounds under my belt. So, you know, as far as you know what he's bringing to the table, uh, it don't really matter. And, you know, it don't really matter.
Well, now I'm gonna pass it to my partner C's, man. Let him ask you guys a few questions, and then we're gonna have Aleem, Aleem. He'll be joining us in a few. He's running behind schedule, so he should be joining us in a few. C's, the floor is all you, brother.
All right. So first question I got for Vic. You've been gone for what, over a year, right? About a year now, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about like a support system. How important has the support system been for you during that time?
Oh man, it's been uh, extremely vital. You know, because not only am I you know a professional boxer, like I'm also a business owner. And you know, so there's always lots of things going on, you know, in my world, you know, beyond training and just like the business aspect of things. And so, you know, over the past year, I really think that, you know, rupturing my Achilles was, you know, God telling me to sit down and be still for a second so that I could better develop a support system and put a team of people around me so that I can step away and focus on boxing when I am, you know, in camp or when I'm doing, you know, when I'm in preparation for these types of things, you know. So now I'm in a position where I have about 10 people, you know, working, you know, with me at my gym, you know, from coaches to operations, nutritionists. So you know, before it was literally just me and two other people running this whole operation of you know 70 plus members, and I was doing everything, you know, working 15-hour days, and it was just unsustainable. And trying to give 15 hours a week to you know being a professional athlete, you know, there were things that had to uh, fall by the wayside, you know, because there's only so much time in the day. So I found myself, you know, before I ruptured my Achilles, having to pick and choose training versus business, or you know, like these types of things.
Hmm.
And in order to keep my business going, sometimes I had to let training, you know, I had to miss a couple of days of training, or you know, within a week of training, and that's never been anything that I've never been put in the position where I had to do that. You know, as an athlete, I've been an athlete for a very long time, and and uh, and yeah, so just having the opportunity to sit down and really focus on developing the infrastructure of my business so that you know I have this support system and I have these people around me within the business so that I, like I said, I can step away and just really focus on being a fighter. Of course, you know, first and foremost, my lady has been Bria. You know, she's been absolutely pivotal in that recovery process for me, and you know, she's really showing up for me time and time again. So That's been awesome. But the first and foremost her, but within giving me the capacity to go put in all this training and do it in a way that's appropriate. It's been a matter of building my infrastructure in my gym operation, which is in a much better place. So I'm excited about it.
Okay. And same for you, Joe. In what ways have your team helped you early in your career?
I mean, my team, excuse me, my team's my family. I've been knew Coach Danny since I was in diapers. Coach Nick is more like my brother, big brother. One of the reasons I started boxing, looking up at and seeing all the cool stuff he accomplished as an amateur and as a professional. My father is literally my father, and he doesn't coach me anymore. He's more my father now, but he taught me how all the chess pieces work. Now Danny's teaching me how to use them as a professional. I got Dr. John, my acupuncturist, who I call my second father at this point. He's the best, one of the he's world renowned for alternative medicine. I've gotten a lot of new sponsors that help me out. Probably the reason I feel so strong, the Life Med Institute, to go and get my vitamins and electrolytes every day. But and the list goes on with sparring partners and everything else, and my friends, my family. But I mean, family's everything. My team is my family. So with getting my mind right, getting my spirit right, getting my heart right, the last 6 months I've really improved and leveled up in a lot of ways outside of boxing. And that's just making my training so much better, my nutrition so much better. So it was the best camp of my life, and I think just me and my team are learning what exactly I need and what exactly we need to do to bring the best out in me. So I love all you guys. You know who you are. I'm not going to sit here and be here for a half hour listening to y'all out and stuttering. But support is everything. Without them, without my sponsors, without the people who buy tickets, without the people who make donations, I wouldn't be able to do what I love. I'm 25 years old, still pursuing my dreams, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Mm. All right. Yeah, you just touched on it a little bit. I was going to ask, in what ways have you and feel like you have improved since your last fight? Is there any other ways you feel that you've improved since your last?
Uh, just becoming more of a true professional. So with every fight, with every camp, I'm learning better ways to do things I've been doing my whole life. So, and then just getting with better doctors, better sponsors, people comping me stuff so I don't gotta pay out of pocket for certain things and be a lot more comfortable. There's nothing in particular I really could say or want to touch on. A few things I could drop, but Jose might be watching, so we ain't gonna give him the game plan. But with Danny for 3 years, we've been developing a very new school style. I'll leave it at that,
Okay.
and it's working. And I did 8 rounds with Nicholas Hernandez, who actually fights the day after we do up in New York, and he's a 39-year-old, 39 fight pro vet,
Mhm.
and things went way better than expected. I don't get proud of myself too often, but I was really proud with how good I did, and I learned a few things that I'm bringing into my style, my repertoire, my trick bag, giving it to my clients, giving it to my fighters. So there's not one thing in particular, but I'm just becoming more of a true professional. So you got pros, and then you have true professionals, and I'm a true professional.
All right. And same thing for you, Vic. As being that you've been away, is it any ways that you feel like you've improved that you've noticed during camp?
Uh, yeah, I would say even though it's been a while, it's just been my capability to deal with stress and pressure, and to keep my mind focused and to be able to compartmentalize. Because as we continue to grow as professional boxers in this industry, it's important to understand that we are a business, right? And it's about the relationships that we develop, and about like a lot of the things that Joe was talking about, sponsorships and all these things come from being able to develop relationships and to hold true to meetings and to commitments things like this, you know what I'm saying, showing up on time, and definitely just over the past year, just my capacity has significantly increased just as a man, in my maturity, and making sure that I'm focused on the right things spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and just taking things with a grain of salt. These are all things that are intangibles outside of the ring that allow me to focus more on my craft and my skill set. And when I'm in the gym and I'm training, like I can compartmentalize and not be worried about what's going on, even though I'm in my own gym, like the business operations of my gym, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to really just focus and lock in. And if something's not going, the way that I like, I have staff that I can like, all right, I can peep that and just mention it later. And then but I'm focused on what I'm focused on in that moment. So just being able to maintain that one track mind, but also being flexible enough and adaptable enough to be able to pivot and to be able to handle, commitments, in fight week. You know what I'm saying? As these fights, they go up on another scale. Like you're not just gonna be able to sit at home and shut the whole world out. Like no, it's not realistic. Like you gotta do interviews. You gotta go build up fight, hype for your fight. You have to develop relationships. And so just me running a business, and then understanding that I am a business separate from that, just continues to help me put things in perspective and handle things from multiple avenues, if that makes sense.
Now, speaking on that business side, the entertainment factor, is that something that goes through a boxer's mind, thinking of being, entertaining the fans and being, having an entertaining fight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, like people say this because I've had like multiple like early knockouts. People like, man, like I feel like I want to waste my money. You knock them out in the first round, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a show. It's understanding that it's show business. You know what I'm saying? Like people come to be entertained, and even though that it's a 12 fight card, and we got these other amazing fighters that are gonna be on the card, like the 100 some people that purchase tickets for me are coming to see me fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to me to make sure that one, I get the victory, and then two, as I'm winning, I'm also showcasing a performance and making it entertaining, because this is what this event is. It's for entertainment, right? And making people feel like they got their money's worth, because that's what's going to keep them coming back and continuing to purchase tickets, which is going to be like really critical to the success of any boxer's career.
You got something to add, Joe, or you said it all?
I agree with everything Vic said. I mean, look, I'm really thinking this guy's gonna give me some rounds, so the fight shouldn't be too short. But if I can walk across the ring, hit him out, knock him out one punch, I'm gonna do it. You don't know what a guy's gonna do when he gets in danger. He might elbow you, he might try to injure you illegally, or he might actually end up catching you, knocking you out. I mean, the possibilities are endless in the fight business. But one of my favorite sayings in this game, you don't get paid for overtime. So if I can get the dude out of there, I'm going to get him out of there. But I love to entertain people. That's why I'm here with y'all. That's why I try to post on Instagram. All professional athletes are entertainers in one way or another. So I think me and Vic do pretty good at that.
Okay. Let's see, Imannuwel. You ready? Yep. All right.
Yeah,
got Imannuwel Aleem in the building.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, Champ? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing, man.
How's camp going?
Camp's going great. We're on all cylinders right now, just doing everything we can to perfect by Saturday night. Can't wait to entertain everybody and put on an amazing show.
Yes, indeed.
Sweet.
So, before we come to you, man, I want to interject this last thought that I was thinking about when you guys were talking about carrying fighters, right? Or the making sure that a fighter, y'all don't get paid for overtime. In the amateurs, when I was coming up, we used to do that. We used to carry opponents and work on. If the opponent was a little weak, we work on new techniques and skills to better improve our weakness. In the pros, you don't have
Can't
that.
play. Can't play with your
That's
food.
not the place to do that because you can get cut, you get injured, or you can die in there because you're not wearing headgears. The opponents are trying to kill you, basically. In so many words. So I understand entertainment, but I do understand your job is to get that guy out of there so you can move on to the next fight, get paid again another time. So I would never suggest no fighter to carry a fighter in a professional fight. You know what I'm saying? I would never encourage no professional fighter to carry an opponent in a professional fight because you're putting yourself in jeopardy by doing stuff. So.
100%.
If he ready to go, he ready to go, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't play with it, but at the same time, like that's the first thing. If he's able to give rounds, then that's going to be helpful for the development of a fighter's career as well. You know what I mean? So it's both and.
It's like a slippery slope, right?
It's
like I want the rounds, but I don't want to play around. So
I think it's all about managing the fighter correctly. Whoever is the trainer to see what the fighter should be working on in this particular time. If he's lacking finishing, maybe he need to work on this and get these guys out of here. The end goal is always to finish the guy so we can get home and get early. It's just like any other sport. I think that boxing doesn't get the same breakdown like a basketball or football, where we know we want to score onslaught in football. We say punish everybody, but in boxing, we don't have that type of direction or coach to train that way. We don't have we're going to play this way, play a little light, or go Hail Mary it. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy beat them 100-0. We don't have that same mentality with boxing. Everybody kind of have their own way of how they manage a fighter. But if it was more standard that way, to we at this level, you have the certain skills, now you got to take this guy out. We know that you've been boxing this guy. You can't just keep playing with your food or this boxing or whatever. I just think the development in boxing isn't broke down as much as any other sport, and it needs to be side by side comparison like other sports. Like even when you do a layup in another sport like basketball, your jab is the same way. You can't just go in there with a layup and try to LeBron it. You're going to have to learn how to do it casually. But nobody teaches that in boxing. You don't teach them to just throw their jab. It's either throw it hard or somebody just knows, or just have a good jab and we just go from there. And we just need more of a breakdown when it comes to the sports like every other sport.
You're right, man. And that was one of the things that I noticed nowadays is the boxing is just like football. If you have a game plan, an opponent's weakness. Just like I know if I'm running a cover 2, I should know the same thing with boxing, how to, what I'm saying? But if an opponent's coming forward, I should already know to step over, drop a right hand, spin, or do something instead of going charging at the guy with the same thing he's bringing. Boxing is one of those sports where you have to do opposite of what the guy's strength is to deflect his
chess match in that ring.
And they got books in football. They got to learn their plays. They got to learn that. We don't have no book. What boxing book we got? Anybody raise their hand? They started boxing with a boxing book. Nobody. So we got to go off the break and just learn on the way. And I feel like the sport needs to be a little more structured to where fighters can know the pathway. Somebody come and start boxing now, they don't know how to start unless the trainer knows somewhat of experience over another trainer over years just passed down, versus something they actually study that's in a handbook and rule book you can learn on your own or being at home. Like sometimes you probably don't need a trainer or whatever. You can study and then come in there with more attributes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's truth, man. And it's about teaching. Trainers need to be teachers. Go back to teaching the sport. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of guys who never, and I'm not one of those ones that say you have to box to be a trainer. I'm not one of those guys. I've saw great trainers that didn't box, so I've saw it in the past, and they became great trainers. So I am one of those ones that are where a trainer had to study the sport properly to teach it. You know what I'm saying? So if they are able to create game plans and put, like you said, like not technically a book, but something similar to a game plan like that, and teach their fighters how to execute the game plan, that's what make great trainers, in my opinion. But if I'm going in there off the wind, just going in there, jab right hand, and think I'm going to going to create a superstar champion. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Coaching
you
is
know,
universal, I feel, in every sport. You know, you can look
Yeah.
at other sports to see how they coach
Yeah.
and see the similar. You still have to organize and manage a team and manage how to win. So I don't see how that's a different comparison. It could be in a sport. They're all the same.
That's
I feel
real.
like it's universal.
That's real. So, this weekend, man, you the main event, and you
Oh,
gonna have.
man, I'm just finding out now. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you knew. I thought you knew that. I'm sorry.
Not at all.
But it's two main events. Put it like that. And I know it's two main events. So
Is that such a thing?
yeah, I don't-
Somebody got to be the main man.
action-packed fights that's going to be this weekend. You know anything about your opponent?
I just know that he's facing me on the 24th, and he's coming to dethrone whatever I got. He signed a contract to me, so if he signed a contract, that means he has ability and think that he can dethrone me, win, knock me out. So that's enough for me to figure out whatever I need to go about. I don't really try to dissect too much of my opponents. I take it from face value, but then I bring my team and everything do the rest. You know what I'm saying? So I know he has a good record. He's used to winning, so he's more inclined to winning. So I gotta take him seriously. I take everybody seriously. So that's all I'm focused on, to have a great show.
Yes, indeed, man. I look forward to seeing all three of you guys this weekend, man.
We got some killers up here, man.
Yes, some killers up here, man. Yes, indeed, man. Straight
Yo,
killers, man.
they-
Three killers in the city.
I ain't going front. They might be a couple upsets for real. They some of the quote unquote how they use the term B-side guys, out of town guys.
Yeah.
Yo, even some of these guys with lopsided records, all they fought is undefeated dudes. So like, yo, I'm telling you, don't just watch me, don't just watch your boy, whoever you coming out to see it. This is the best. I think it was like Tony's second or third card here. It was like crazy serious. And a couple cards ago, the one right before COVID was crazy. But this has the potential to be the best Jeter Promotions card ever. Like, when I seen some of these matches and some of these last-minute matches that got made, I was like, yo's fighting, yo.
Wow.
Damn, like, I'm excited. I hope they got the TV working in the back. Or, well, man, I want to make sure I get to watch a lot of these fights. Some of my past opponents are fighting some of my homeboys. Two of my homeboys are fighting each other. Like, this shit gonna be serious.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I'm glad we're all a part of this.
Me too, man. I'm glad to come see this, man. I've been out the last one. I missed the last one. I had some family business going on, so but I'm definitely going to be in the building for this one, man. I look forward to seeing all you guys. I know y'all bringing that heat, man. I know y'all ain't come to play. I already know you don't play it. You don't play it.
Play no game.
Can't play boxing, baby.
all-
Can't play boxing.
It's all action on this stage right
Play
here.
boxing.
Yeah.
Play. Know that much. But I look forward to seeing you guys, man. Keys, you got any more questions?
I got one question for Imannuwel real quick. Where you go? I think he just dropped off. I want to ask him one quick question. But other than that, nah. Oh, there you go. Hey, what? You good? You good? I just got one quick question for you. I've noticed you've been in the ring with some heavy hitters. You know, Ronald Ellis, even local Damon Nicholson. What have you learned from those experiences that you've taken into this fight in your career coming up?
I'm gonna stop. Let them get off the hook. That's one thing. Everybody been getting off the hook with me. Everybody knows these fights, man. If you watch the fight from start to finish, I didn't really have no problem with what I've done other than not finishing my food. That's the only thing, you know what I'm saying? Dinner was done, you know what I'm saying? It's time to put your plate up, but I didn't finish my food all the way. And now I'm coming back to finish my food.
Sweet, sweet.
But man, I want to show you this clip, man. Break it down after it goes off.
Got my ribs hurt.
And I think I slid that right underneath his elbow, like right before he pulled it back. That was a nice shot. But I think going back, we kind of had the thing of pulling pressure, and I was warmed up, and he was trying to look like he wanted to fight a little bit. Every time I threw a punch, he wanted to exchange to show he was a little brave. So I set him up with a feint. When I seen the feint, he reacted, and I went for the other shot that I knew everybody wouldn't expect my right hand. And I knew once I flinched a little bit, he hesitated. I shot it underneath as he was moving away. He tried to move, and I was like, "Take that with you."
I'm hurting from it right now.
Hey man, I'm saying, I'm grabbing my ribs. I'm like, hold up, they still there?
Anyone ever been hit with a body shot, man?
Man,
They better get put out with a good shot to the head and take a bunch of body shots or a good body shot.
Yeah.
I know. I remember I fought this guy in '96 in the Golden Glove Nationals, man, and I won the fight, but that body shot, I remember that more than them calling my name for the victory, man.
Oh, man.
I tell you,
It'd be like that. I fought Vidal. I don't know if y'all seen him when I fought Vidal, and he hit me with a body shot in the 6th or 7th round, and he was throwing it for the first 6 shots, and he crept one in there, and that was probably the first time I was ready to take a knee, but I didn't. It was like I not to throw but he didn't touch that one down. I gave a body shot, kept winning. That was a brutal shot. He hit me clean, had everything open, and I was just like, get away.
Like that.
My brother AJ Williams was fighting on the card. It was a long time ago. I was like 2 or 3-0. It was like a week after I fought. I was sparring with him. He hit me with a straight right, like right on the top of my ribs. He cracked my ribs. I can still, they're healed up. They ain't hurting over a year. But I can still feel that shot.
Yeah.
Now we
So you don't forget.
that body shot is one punch we never will forget. I don't care who hit you with it. We gonna remember it 20, 30 years from now. I promise. That's indeed, man. But fellas, I truly enjoyed the night, man. I thank you all for coming out, taking the time to out of your busy schedule, especially during fight week, man. This is my last question for all 3 of you guys. What is your meal fight night? What is your meal on fight day?
So
I don't know who I go first. I'm sorry.
the night before, or you saying the day of?
The day of fight night. The day of fight. The day of fight. What is your 3-course meal if you have one?
Oh, that's tough. I'll go first. And I'll just go what I'm gonna eat in the morning. Like in the morning, I'm definitely going for some chocolate chip pancakes with some peanut butter on them, and I'm gonna throw them in the microwave. Eat that joint up for like 20 seconds, and that's gonna hit. It's one of my favorite meals. It's like some chocolate chip pancakes. It's got a good amount of carbohydrates in it.
Yes,
Got a little chocolate in it, sweet. It's almost like dessert a little bit. So.
You got it, man.
Oh shoot, I really like a 3-course breakfast. I don't know, some eggs, or pancake. I might do some steak and eggs in the morning or whatever, and then in the afternoon I'm probably gonna switch it up this time. I've been more inclined with fish lately, so I might try some fish this time, some salmon or some fried fish or something. Then probably my Jamaican side coming out. I don't know.
What about dinner before a couple of hours before fight time? What you guys have for that?
I don't eat nothing too heavy. I mean, if I have something left over from my meal earlier, I might eat some of that. But once I'm locked in, I try to get one good meal in, but it depends. I'm not gonna eat nothing too greasy or heavy.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
So ever since we was out there winning national tournaments, me and Short Dog, we have a tradition. We always go get pancakes in the morning. We always shout each other out, tag each other on Facebook. So I always get some pancakes, some runny eggs, and whatever else sounds right. I eat clean year round, so I just eat clean all the time. But definitely get my pancakes in the morning. That's a tradition since I was probably like, I don't know, 9, 10 years old. And then whatever, honestly, back to what Aleem was saying, some fish, maybe a little steak. But whatever my body tells me, I just listen to my body.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for lunch, like, so we probably got to report around, like, I don't know, 2, 3. So it's not like we're getting a real dinner for real. Or for me, like, I haven't had the opportunity to have like a proper dinner. So, for lunch, it'll probably be something, whatever it's gonna be something like pretty heavy on the carbohydrates. It's not gonna be like a heavy meal. But it's gonna be something that'll give me some fuel that I can work off of. Some complex carbs, and then hopefully, while we're at the event, maybe we have access to some fruit or something like that. But I haven't like really planned out exactly what I'm gonna have. Like I'm just gonna kind of go with what I'm feeling.
Yes, indeed.
Sounds good in that moment, and just make sure it's not too heavy. I definitely don't want to be in the ring feeling whatever I just ate. So
I don't want none of you brothers think I'm trying to torture you guys because I know y'all got to make weight on Friday, man. I mean,
my weight's good, baby. Like, I ain't even tripping on it.
My reason for
Yeah.
asking the question is, we on the Second Wind Sports Media, we pride ourselves on the educational side of the sport, right? Our thing is to make sure the youth listens and hears what you guys saying. Somebody might be on here that's a young guy that's sitting there listening right now and as we speak, and like saying, if Joe is eating this, I'm gonna start eating this on fight day. Some young amateur fighter. The thing we used to do coming up was our biggest thing on fight day was to carb. You know what I'm saying? To carb up as much as possible. As my father used to say, carb day is fight day. Get the fuel in the body, like some spaghetti or some a baked potato, or it's like you said, complex carb that's going to give you that fuel that you need fight night. So we take pride in educating the future of boxing because I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, 1991. I told y'all my age. I'm sorry for that. So I want
You're not
this.
too far.
Yeah. And I want the sport to continue to go on and on and on with proper hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get hijacked and changed and turned into something else. So that's why we take pride into just educating the future, man. I appreciate you guys again. I'm gonna let you guys go. I know you got to run in the morning or do what you got to do tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, it was an honor and a pleasure to have 3 future world champions. Ladies and gentlemen, Vicious Vic Williams, Bazooka Joe Veazey, and Imannuwel Aleem. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, thank you all.
Me too, man.
See y'all on fight night, baby.
The Second Wind Sports Media. Peace.
all right now.
Peace.